Have you ever had this kind of feeling? My bad habit leads you to.
Habit is an energy saver for us. It allows us to free our mind for other types of activities. You go into this habitual zombie mode far more often than you might think. That's the point of habit. You don't have to think in a focused manner about what you're doing while you're performing the habit. It saves energy.
Habits have great power and carry influences into areas of our lives. While good habits pave the way to success, but bad habits can be very destructive. Charles Duhigg wrote a book called The Power of Habit, in which he explains why we do the things we do and ways which we can change those instilled habits. It turns out that creating or changing habits consists of three important components: the cue, that is the trigger; the routine, which are those repeated doings that becomes a cycle; and finally, the reward, which is received after the routine has been completed. Other than these three components, creating a new habit or changing an old one needs to have one more important component, and that is the belief.
You can think of habits as having four parts. The first is the cue. This is the trigger that launches you into zombie mode. The cue may be something as simple as seeing the first item in your to-do list, time to start next week's homework, or seeing a text message from a friend, time to stop work. A cue by itself is neither helpful nor harmful. It's the routine, what we do in reaction to that cue, that's what matters. Number two, the routine. This is your zombie mode, the routine, habitual response your brain is used to falling into when it receives the cue. Zombie responses can be useful, harmless, or sometimes harmful. Number three, the reward. Every habit develops and continues because it rewards us. It gives us an immediate little feeling of pleasure. Procrastination is an easy habit to develop because the reward, moving your mind's focus to something more pleasant, happens so quickly and easily. But good habits can also be rewarded. Finding ways to reward good study habits is important for escaping procrastination. Number four, the belief. Habits have power because of your belief in them. For example, you might feel you'll never be able to change your habit of putting off your studies until late in the day. To change a habit, you'll need to change your underlying belief.
The first step in creating a new habit is to look out for the cue. These are the triggers which causes us to take certain action. Like seeing the to-do list lets you know that it's time to get on with this week's work. Or seeing the message from your friend at 5 o'clock, it's time to get off work. Or when your alarm clock goes off, it triggers you to press the snooze button and go back to sleep. In the process of building a new habit, you should observe your triggers, what leads you into doing the routine of doing certain things. There are 5 primary ways that a new habit could be triggered: location, time, emotional state, other people, or preceding event. Have you ever found yourself searching for something online and minutes later you're just surfing the web? Or receiving a DM from a friend to call them back and find yourself talking for hours when you're actually in the middle of doing work? These are problems which causes procrastination because these triggers causes automatic habitual responses. Therefore, procrastination becomes also a habitual response without conscious. To alleviate these problems, you should look for new cues or triggers to help you get right to work. For example, on arriving at your work desk, turn on the computer and start working immediately. Or once you get home, put down your bags and start working on your homework right away. Or you might want to prevent those triggers of distraction from disturbing your focus while working by switching off your mobile phones or closing web browsers that aren't work-related. By finding ways to prevent these distractions will allow you to focus more intently on the work you're doing. The second component is the routine. That is a response to the cue which creates the habit. For example, when it's time to do your homework, you may turn your attention into doing something more pleasurable. And if you let this happen, your brain will fall into a routine of procrastination. This is a turning point that you need to change. The important key here is to have a plan to create a new routine. The third component is the reward. Habits are created and carried on because they give us a sense of reward for doing certain things. It gives us an instant gratification. Therefore, you should always reward yourself for such good behaviors. This is so important for building a new habit. After doing a small task, try giving yourself a little reward, be it surfing the web freely, watching TV, eating your favorite snack, or chatting away with your pal. The fourth component is the belief. Habits are created or changed, all needs to have the belief. Say, you might feel like you're never gonna be able to change your eating habits, but if you believe that eating a ketogenic diet is healthy and will help you to achieve your weight loss goals, you can eventually change your eating habits. With that being said, if you just believe in your routine, it will bring you great changes, help you to create a new habit, and lead you to great success. In a nutshell, habits compose of 4 components: the cue, which triggers the routine that leads to a reward, but all of these are only effective when there is the belief. Did you know that brushing your teeth is a habit that emerged from anything but dental hygiene reasons? It was a toothpaste commercial that has begun the teeth brushing habits in America. 100 years ago, one of the greatest advertising pioneers, Claude Hopkins, experienced successes in selling toothpaste. He used the process of building habits, which included the 4 components of the cue, which triggers a certain behavior to be formed into a routine that leads to the reward, and all of this was possible because there was a belief. Back then, brushing your teeth was not such a big deal for most people. Claude persuaded people to believe that the yellow, sticky, slimy film on their teeth in the morning was something that could ruin their smile. However, a nicer smile was the one that you get after brushing your teeth. Claude was able to make people think that the slimy, sticky film on their teeth in the morning was a cue to trigger their teeth brushing habit. He was able to do that by accessing neuroscience of habit formation. What he knew was that a nicer smile would serve as a reward for people to keep brushing their teeth. However, what he never thought would happen was, as time passes, people would start to long for that fresh minty taste that Pepsodent left in their mouths. From this example, we now know that habits are very powerful. It can change our behaviors that impact our lives. Our brain is a lazy organ and it likes to find easy ways of doing things because it doesn't like to spend too much time and energy on anything. Therefore, the brain will convert things that we have to do repeatedly in an automatic habit. There are 4 components when creating a habit. 1. The cue, which could be the sound of your alarm clock going off. 2. The routine, a doing that is triggered by the cue, for example, walking to the bathroom to brush your teeth. 3. The reward. After brushing your teeth, you feel this fresh tingly sensation that tells your brain to do it again. 4. The belief, which supports the building of the new habit or changing of old ones, such as the belief that the sticky yellow film on your teeth in the morning would ruin your smile, and a nicer smile would be the one from after brushing your teeth.
Hey, Susie. Susie Q, what's cooking with you?
Your teeth look whiter than new.
My teeth aren't new, but my toothpaste is new Pepsodent. Get with it, kids. New package, new flavor, new formula, too, means brighter smiles for me and you.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The new formula with IMP gets teeth much whiter. You can see it cleans the stains and film away, while Irium fights tooth decay. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The taste is new, so fresh and clean. That new taste really lasts, it's keen. And while it makes your smile a rave, it also makes your breath behave. So start going steady right away with Pepsodent. Get some today. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. Pepsodent, Pepsodent.